From the Lower Colorado River Authority, this is Wavelength.
The creation of this new river authority will help electrify rural Texas.
And so today, we gather here to dedicate this mighty structure, the Cannondale.
This has been a great organization for 70 years, and it's going to be a great organization for a long time to come.
Hi everyone, welcome to the November 2005 edition of Wavelength. Well, the LCRA Board of Directors held their October meeting on the road in historic Fredericksburg. The two-day session was held here at the new Airport Conference Center.
Approximately 235 utility professionals.
The price of electricity was a major issue considered by the board at this meeting. And effective October 25th, LCRA's wholesale power price will increase about 1/3 due to a dramatic rise in the cost of fuel, specifically natural gas.
LCRA is a major consumer of natural gas at our Ferguson, our Sim Gideon, and our Lost Pines power plant. And to give you an understanding of the magnitude of increases that we've experienced this last year, when we calculated our price select 2005 rates about a year ago, natural gas was trading in the range of $6.30 a thousand cubic feet. Today we're seeing natural gas trade in the range of $11, $12, $13, $14, $15 a thousand cubic feet, well over twice as much as we saw a year ago. LCRA is not in this boat alone. Every electric generating utility in Texas, with the exception of the utilities who are strictly renewables, have either increased or are in the process of increasing their costs to their customers.
LCRA maintains a diverse power generation portfolio, which helps mitigate these drastic changes in the market price for any particular fuel type. Western coal is the fuel source here at the Fayette Power Project, which accounts for about 55% of LCRA's demand. Hydroelectric power from LCRA's 6 Highland Lakes dams and wind power purchased from 3 West Texas wind farms make up another 5% of the power. Of course, these renewable generation sources have no fuel cost associated with them, and they are pollution-free. That leaves about 40% of the generation mix to natural gas from Ferguson Power Plant, Sim Gideon, and Lost Pines.
Our wholesale electric price is composed of 2 components. A non-fuel component, which represents really our fixed cost. This is our labor, materials, supplies, debt service to produce our products and deliver electricity to our customers. The other component is fuel, and fuel is a very volatile commodity, particularly associated with natural gas, but that price is designed to float or change as market prices change. We don't make any margin off our fuel activities. Consequently, the price risk associated with that and the benefits of lower cost are passed directly on to our customers. For instance, earlier this year, we rebated essentially $26 million of fuel cost savings to our customers.
About 20% of the nation's natural gas supply comes from offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. The disruption of supply and damage to drilling rigs caused by Hurricanes Katrina and Rita created this current shortage and spike in the price of natural gas nationwide. LCRA's price increase will affect 42 cities and rural electric cooperatives in Central and South Texas, which serve more than 1 million people with electricity.
The price increase to the customer that we're going to see with this is going to mean that there's less buying power, less disposable income in order for them to meet their energy needs at home. We're going to probably see the low-end consumer be impacted first. We'll probably see more requests for public assistance on the winter bills. We're going to be faced with the challenges going forward of how do we mitigate this in the future, and how do we try to protect and keep our costs as low as possible.
This is LCRA's Generation Desk. Staff works here 24/7, looking at everything from the weather forecast and customer demand to unit availability and market opportunities.
These folks are really looking at buying and selling energy to optimize the available resources that we have. If we have surplus, we'll be looking at selling that into the market. If we have opportunities to buy energy cheaper than we can produce ourselves, we'll be out there engaged in that activity.
The LCRA is constantly seeking new opportunities to provide a flexible and economic and environmentally responsible generation portfolio for our customers. And when we go into that process and we perform a generation resource plan, we look at all sorts of different technologies, different fuel types. We look at forecasts of fuel prices as well as environmental regulations, and we try to come up with a wide range of plans to optimize across all of those key drivers.
A major recommendation of the current resource plan calls for the purchase of additional wind generation to help offset the volatile natural gas market.
We're looking at storm surge problems of 15 to 20 feet at the coast, even as far inland as the...
In late September, as Hurricane Rita was bearing down on the Texas coast, LCRA went into storm preparation mode.
Crews in transmission field operations, including substation, right-of-way, and line maintenance, went into action.
We were on notice that we needed to start making preparations to get our equipment ready. All of our trucks fueled up and have the necessary tools and equipment on board to make sure that we could respond quickly to any necessary calls we might get.
As Rita turned to the east and came ashore on the Texas-Louisiana border with 120-mile-per-hour winds, LCRA's focus turned to helping those electric utilities hardest hit by the storm.
I have a clearance on the line, number 38.
As always, each job for Ben Voigt's line maintenance crew begins with a tailboard safety meeting.
Hard hat, eyeglasses, gloves.
This team made the trip to East Texas in early October to help restore power to thousands of people served by Entergy. City public service crews from San Antonio were already working in Newton and requested LCRA's help with transmission repairs. Voigt's crew brought all the necessary boom trucks, equipment, and tools to make repairs on the 138 kilovolt transmission lines running from Newton to Bonwire and Jasper near the Louisiana border. Some 286,000 Entergy customers in Texas lost power during Rita.
Several of us have been on storm jobs before, and so we were pretty prepared for the devastation that we saw there, but it was, I have to admit that it was quite a bit more than I had expected.
Our days were real long, very hot, long, tiring days, mosquitoes everywhere, and I mean, we went through a lot of stuff for to get them back in power.
Actually got a good reaction from everybody. I mean, they were real pleased with our work, and
they were glad to see us coming, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they were.
CP&S, they did a great job for us. I mean, they had all our accommodations ready for us. They supplied generators. They had to, where we ate in an elementary school, they had to, elementary school, that's how they powered it up with the generator that they supplied, CP&S. And they had our rooms ready for us when we got there. And I mean, there wasn't nothing fancy, but you had a hot shower and it was air conditioner, and that was a great thing.
Between co-ops and different electric companies, it's I guess you call it a brotherhood almost, willing to help, go out of their way and help one another. And you could very easily see that over there.
The people that were serving us lunches and all the people that were helping the emergency personnel around there, they were glad to see us come. They were extremely gracious that we had come down to help them. Made everybody feel good. The crew worked really good together. We all watched out for each other really well. Got the job done in a hurry and got on out of there.
Coming up, Daniel. Oh.
You know, I'm just so proud of them. You know, they just did a tremendous job. Hard work, you know, did it in 5 days, you know, which, like I say, the Entergy guy was expecting, you know, maybe 20 people to come down, and that still may not be enough. So they did everything from cutting trees out of the lines to splicing conductors to replacing poles, replacing cross arms, and you know, then they were able to come home that Sunday evening when Entergy released those folks. And Ray Mulligan there at Entergy had nothing but high praise for these folks.
This crew recently moved its home base from the service center to LCRA's brand new Eastern Maintenance Facility in LaGrange, a move that puts them closer to home and work.
Well, 2 of them live in Schulenburg, 1 lives here in LaGrange, 2 of them live in Smithville, and I live just the other side of Smithville. So we all meet right here and we leave out of here, and it really helps us out getting closer to the job. You don't have to fight the Austin traffic. It's really been nice for us.
Located just off Highway 71, in sight of FPP, this 28,000 square foot facility opened its doors to employees on July 25th.
Eastern Maintenance Facility, this is Becky.
The $5 million facility took 12 months to design and construct. It was built using green building materials and principles such as high-efficiency heating, AC, and lighting. The facility includes these hotel workstations with high-speed fiber connections where on-the-road employees can check email, voicemail, enter timesheets, or save commute time.
Now that this facility is here, it works even better because with the hookups and your ability to get your job done, you just don't feel any difference than if you were working at the GOC in Austin. Makes a big difference in the gas budget. When I spend between $10 and $15 a day commuting back and forth, it really makes a difference when you can work a day or two from this facility.
Oh, great reaction. Some of our public affairs representatives that work in this area can come by and stop in, check voicemails, get on the computer, take care of their business without having to go all the way into Austin. Having the facility here has opened up a whole new area of being able to offer space to our customers that they can come here and meet and take care of their business without having to go all the way into Austin to the service center or to the general office complex.
The 8.5-acre site provides plenty of room for a pole yard, storage area, herbicide building, and a 10-station service bay.
This forward area here is used by water services. They can bring in their boats, they can bring in their equipment that they use out on the river, they can repair and take care of it undercover. We have a bay next to it which is used by telecom, and that's predominantly used to install radios, repair radios. Again, everything can come inside. The remaining 8 bays is used by transmission services. The panel shop uses it to bring in panels for repair. They can also bring in equipment. They can bring in their high lifts.
In addition to the meeting space and conference room, the Eastern Maintenance Facility also has video conferencing equipment, which can further reduce the need to travel for meetings.
In the November edition of LCRA News, read about employees who work around the clock and the special challenges created by shift work. Also read more about LCRA linemen who helped repair hurricane damage in East Texas. And take a look at Take 5, a new feature on Inside LCRA. Those stories and much more in the November LCRA News.
Finally this month, General Manager Joe Beal was honored by the board in October for his 10 years of service to the company. Joe came to LCRA in 1995 as head of water services and became general manager in 2000.
Thank you all very, very much. I just want you to know that this last 10 years have been some of the happiest of my life. It's a great place, great people, we're doing great things, we've got a great board, and I'm looking forward to more good service to LCRA, and I really, really do appreciate this recognition. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for this edition of Wavelength. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.